Hey, so as designers, we always talk about how what we do is gonna be awesome for the users and how it's gonna help them achieve their goals and how it's gonna make their lives better. But there is a darker side to this whole industry.
The dark side of UX. Dark patterns.
A lot of the UX designers don't really have the user's best interest in mind, but instead the interests of the corporations that hire them. If you want to become a UX designer because you want to make the lives of the people or the users better, you might be surprised to find that this is not gonna be in your job description. The job description can actually be something like increasing revenue, increasing retention, or increasing signups. Dark patterns are the ways in which designers and the businesses mislead or deceive their user. One of the very simple and most common dark patterns is when you're going to a website and then suddenly you get hit in your face by a pop-up. And that pop-up has a newsletter sign up, because obviously if you just went to a website and you've never seen it before, but you spent entire 3 seconds on it already, you certainly need to sign up to the newsletter. That's just completely the first thing that comes to mind, right? So they're starting with that newsletter sign up, and the first dark pattern is sometimes you can't click outside of the window to close it. And the second dark pattern there is making the little X as little as possible. There are even memes about it that this X can be like the smallest thing in the universe. And this is a dark pattern because this makes it harder for your users to close the pop-up. And that's done on purpose. It's not like some developer just coded that little teeny button by mistake. No, it's all on purpose, and it's all done to make it harder for you to close that newsletter window, because if you're unable to close it, maybe you're gonna sign up, who knows. There is also a lot of dark patterns in the way that people are writing messages. So sometimes the messages that you agree to something are written in a way where you have no idea whether you're actually agreeing to it or not agreeing to it, and this is exactly what they want. Because if you don't understand what you're agreeing to, it's much easier to actually abuse their power and sell you some additional things, or sell your data, or just abuse you in any way they want. And there are also unintentional dark patterns, like this one that I found in the Revolut app. This app is actually one of the better apps in terms of like a banking experience, or like a semi-banking experience, but it does have some little issues. Most recently they finally became a bank, and of course they're advertising for you to switch from just the payment method to actually having it as your bank. If you do it, see what happens. If I go into the banking, I need to add my tax residency. Have you noticed one little thing on this screen that's missing? Oh wait. Yes, exactly. The thing that is missing is any way to actually go back to the previous step. There is no way to close it. You are forced to add your tax residency, or maybe just kill the app altogether and restart it. But there is no way to go back to the main screen if you decided that you don't really want to open the account. So there's just like a one-way street for the users, and hopefully when they see how difficult it is to get out of there, they're gonna fill it and they're gonna create the account. Obviously we could blame the designer because somebody designed this, but I believe that this is a much more complicated story, because in reality it's all what a business decides to do and how they actually decide to pursue their goals. And if you believe that a business has noble goals other than making more money, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's likely not the case. They might be pretending to have some additional goals, but in reality all they want from you is more time, more attention, and more cash. So they're gonna achieve it any way possible, and sometimes you just have no way of stopping this. And even as a designer, if you're going to work for a larger company, chances are you might be doing things you yourself will consider unethical or plain evil. Some of my friends as freelancers, even when they were pretty low on cash, never accepted deals or freelance offers from those kinds of companies. But luckily there is so much UX going on in the world, you can find a company that suits you, and you can use the dark side of the force of UX if you want, and sometimes you'll be forced to use it, because sometimes it's just not gonna be all unicorns and soft colorful shadows. But we can try. Have a great day.